Hello and welcome to the Oracle deck review and sample reading for the Heaven and Earth Oracle Messages deck created by Amber Barth. This is a brand new deck and you can only find it through its creators, so I have left a link for her website below if you are interested in this deck. This particular Oracle deck is a lovely addition to any reader's collection, whether you are seasoned or you are a beginner, okay? And I will get more into why that is as we go through the review. I'll go through the cards and I will give you a little bit of information about the cards and the deck itself, and then I will do some sample readings, and hopefully through that you can decide if you feel the vibrations and a connection to this deck, and if so, I highly recommend you make it your own. This is a much more spiritually based deck, I would say. So when you receive the information and guidance, you're going to get it from more of a spiritual perspective rather than, you know, XYZ is going to happen and this is what it's going to mean. This is more about inner self and looking within, connecting to the universe, law of attraction, things of that nature, hence heaven and earth. So, heaven and earth, she has been very, very thoughtful in the materials used for this deck, Mother Earth Gaia. And instead of a box, we have the deck coming in a beautiful satin pouch, okay? And we have something else here. Instead of a book, we have the descriptions for each card listed on the back of each card, okay? So again, I want to stress that this is a saving on materials for Mother Earth Gaia, all right? Less is more, and I just want to point that out. So we will go through each card, but beginners, this, being on the back makes it easy for you. Also, for us seasoned readers, it's when you're learning a deck and connecting with the deck, it's much more than reading the descriptions, right? But you have to read the descriptions to understand what the basis of the card is. And then from there, you connect through those energies, right? And then a whole new dimension takes place. However, there's always that learning, that relationship period. So this is very lovely along with the saving of materials. So it's a pretty standard size deck, for an Oracle deck. It has 62 cards, okay? And so I'm just going to briefly run through them so you can see the artwork and feel the energy, frequency, and vibrations of, the images, the words on the card. It's just, there's a lot of depth to the messages contained within this deck. So if you are very spiritually based, I highly recommend you looking further into owning this deck for yourself. So I will just keep going through the cards here. The artwork is very beautiful. It's unique. And, the messages for each card make this a very well-rounded deck. You could pull a daily card to get a sense of the energy that you'll be experiencing and what you need to do to, navigate, push through. Also, any sort of, situation or relationship, it can offer you great insight. For me personally, the first question I asked once I started establishing a relationship with this deck, was about somebody from my past that is coming back around. And, it was very, very specific in its message. So it's quite right on. I would give it 5 stars as far as accuracy of, depicting the energy that's at play within a situation or even within yourself personally. And the cardstock is pretty sturdy, so you know it can take some beatings as you shuffle multiple times over a long period of use. So as you can see, the artwork is quite diverse from card to card, and you know, it's a lot of depth in the message of each card. Even though it's just a little bit written here, it goes a long way. And I'll read a few of the descriptions after we get through looking at all the images here. But you know, this right here, the raven, is one of my favorites, actually. I mean, just look at that. It's stunning. The artwork is quite unique and just captivating and really pulls you in. The image speaks exactly what the message of the card is, all right? Sorry that I keep clearing my throat. All right. So we're almost through, and again, this is 62 different cards, very well rounded for anything that you are facing or experiencing, and provides a spiritual level, a higher consciousness sort of message. I don't know how to explain that better than that, but it's goes much deeper than your average oracle deck. I will say that, okay? And this is the card, which is the main image depicted there. This is also one of the images that I very much enjoy. All right, so we're almost through. So as you can see, there's just so many, like this is Origins, the Soul Queen, the Fairy Child. You know, I don't want to give it all away, so there's some mystery for when you decide to open this deck up all to yourself. You know, there's nothing like that, right? But I just want you to see how diverse the artwork is, how unique it is, and how well-rounded this deck is. Okay, very connected to Mother Earth Gaia, hence the usage of less materials in its creation. So we will look at a couple of different cards. This being one of my favorite, the koi fish, prosperity, good luck, celebration. And here on the back, koi fish symbolizes prosperity, good luck, longevity, abundance, and perseverance. If koi fish has swam into your life, it is a sign great fortune is coming your way. You'll be glad you didn't stop swimming in the direction of your dreams, even when you feel the current was going against you. You are nearing a time of happiness and celebration. A shiny koi fish swims to you and opens its mouth to reveal a golden pearl of abundance. Do you accept? So just look at the imagery of this beautiful card. It's just stunning, and it's all about, you know, good luck, fortune, celebration, happiness, good vibes, prosperity, not giving up, you know, your reward after the long haul. So I very much enjoy, you know, this card here. I like to just look at it. I mean, it's so stunning. That's what I mean. You're pulled in deeper than just the meaning of the card, the dimension behind it, the essence of the creator, you know, her heart, her soul, as she constructed each and every oracle card. You definitely feel that coming through. And those of you who are very seasoned, you'll know exactly what I mean. If you're a beginner, great deck, great oracle deck to work with every single day, in all situations, reading for yourself, reading for others. All right, so here is another lovely card. Closer than you think, faith, keep going, surprise. And As you see, again, it's lovely, beautiful artwork. So it says, it's often the times we are ready to give up and lose hope that what we are seeking is right around the corner. We can only endure pain and disappointment for so long until our heart gets filled with doubt. Though the times we feel the heaviest, like we can't take anymore, are often just times of emotional purging and are following by periods of healing, grace, peace, positive change, rewards, and feeling lighter. What is it that you are passionately seeking? Whether it be inner or outer wealth, this card is a sign to not lose hope and keep faith, moving forward in the direction of your dreams. That which you have been seeking is closer than you think. So, this, speaks for itself, but I chose these two cards because there's similar meaning within them, yet they're very separate, okay? They're both about good energy coming, not giving up, perseverance, and reward. This card is definitely more about the receiving of it being happening right now, and this card being more about, hey, you're almost there. Don't throw in the towel, all right? And now here is a very different type of energy and card compared to these two. And I'm sorry if I stumble a little bit trying to read them to you as I'm like leaning over the camera, so just bear with me. Panther power, womb healing, sensuality, righteous rage. So just look at the image. Very beautiful. All right. This says, do you have problems expressing your sensuality even though you know how beautiful it is? Our wombs hold so much buried emotions, laced with shame. It is no wonder we have trouble allowing ourselves to let the love in down there. Though we have blockages in our sexual chakras, our sexuality, when connected to our heart, brings us back to a state of original innocence. When we allow energy to flow through our womb and heart, we are much more likely to know who we are. No wonder they drown us in sexual distortion. You may feel quite murky down there, but no, healing is on the way. Panther helps us navigate the depths of darkness within our womb so that we can transmute it into light. She helps us get in touch with our sensuality and power by guiding us through our sadness, rage, and stagnation. Panther says, roar, yes, get angry, claw the crap out of something. It is righteous rage, rage with a purpose and direction. It is taking you back to your core. Notice her smoothness of motion, sense of balance, and confidence as she prowls. Panther doesn't have to say anything for you to see her power, just as a woman has a natural presence of authority when her feminine is balanced and healed. Do whatever helps you to get in touch with your panther-like flow. So, again, this card depicting a very different energy and message than these cards. And you will see that, throughout each and every one of the 62 cards that are in this deck, and highly spiritual, coming from that perspective rather than, the day-to-day practical type of oracle deck. This will help with healing, with growth, with spiritual guidance. If you're going through dark night of the soul, it's just a great compass to steer you and keep you on course, whether you are seasoned or a beginning reader. So with that said, I will do some sample readings, to give you an idea and a sense of what it is like utilizing this deck. So let's think of, a very standard one card question. Angels, what is the primary energy I will be dealing with today? Okay. And this is just hypothetical. We're just doing a sample here, but that's a very common one card question. What's the predominant energy I will be dealing with and encountering today? Okay, so let's see. All right, knowledge of self, treasure, realization, true life. So this card presenting is definitely about a day of self-focus. What makes you happy? What do you want? Who are you within? Do you hold a mask even to your own spirit, refusing to look deep down in your soul, in your heart? Do you cast your desires, your wants, and your needs aside to appease and accommodate others and what they want or what they think you should be and do? And, is there a dictator outside of you that is, warping your mind or manipulating you against your true authentic self? It's all about you. It's all about tapping in to your inner wisdom. And today, through whatever you face, whatever you're navigating, it's all about trusting the inner voice and your intuition and shutting everything else out and knowing that you know what's best for you. You are wise. Your soul is just as wise as any other soul. And it's a choice, the depth in which, we choose to tap into our soul and seek wisdom and guidance, or we choose to look external to us and follow what other people think, do, say, and be. Okay, so as you can see, for a daily read, it's specific, about the energy, but it's very soul, it's very deep. It's navigating you from your inner compass rather than external factors. It's, instead of XYZ is going to happen, it's, hey, this is what you need to do today. This is how you need to handle your day. And then as XYZ happens, you're prepared and you understand and you're already kind of in a higher state of being, all right, getting your guidance from this type of oracle. So that's a one card question. Let's try, pulling 2 or 3 cards. So we can do this, well, I'll do it 2 ways. First, we'll just pull the 2 cards and it will be looking at the energy of a situation, and then I'll pull one more and we'll flip it to past, present, future. So let's just say, well, I would take those, but that's actually too many. So let's see, what's a very common question? Okay, my partner and I are not speaking right now. What is it that I need to know about this situation? And that leaves it open-ended about, not, are we reconciling or should I let this go? It's very open, it's very spirit, it's, what do I need to know about the situation? So let's see what the angels would like to reveal for that very common question and how this oracle deck can answer that. Okay, right there. Okay, so we have the Lily Maiden, which means things were amazing, sweet, happy, like a wish come true, a dream come true, you and this relationship. And but we have the Coyote here, okay, trickster, somebody who maybe isn't quite on board. So what do you need to know? Well, all that perfection, all that sweetness, all that magic wasn't entirely real, whether you were a bit fooling yourself or this person you're involved with was tricking you and fooling you, all right? There's just this element of everything was beautiful, everything was harmony, everything was flow. And you see the full moon there, okay? All things all of a sudden were revealed, and what's revealed here is this person is, dishonest, doesn't tell the truth, maybe has been not telling you the truth the whole time, may have had an ulterior motive and agenda. Okay, so things are definitely not as they seemed with this person. They're not a very honest person, but to go from the spiritual perspective, we see that, when the coyote, the trickster, shows up, it's leading us to understand and trust ourselves more, because if it looks too good to be true, it probably is, and you felt it inside, but we want this so bad that we turn away from our intuition. And so this is only a confirmation that you did kind of have a sense inside, but you turned away from yourself. You turned away from your wisdom. You turned away from the advice and opinion from friends, from family, okay? And you wanted the beauty, the essence, the nectar. You're very sucked into this person, all right? Now, that's what you would need to know if you ask the angels. Again, this is hypothetical. So we're going to draw this last card, which is the eagle. Vision, higher self, and truth. Now, I had no idea that that would be the next card out, but I'll tell you what, as a sample reading, the angels are bringing it so that you can see how beautifully this deck flows. So we're going to now look at this, as I said, past, present, and future. Here it starts off beautiful and sweet. It's love, it's romance, it's fairy tale story, it's everything. And then here in the now, in the present, we're realizing that it was a lie, there was falsity, there was betrayal, dishonesty, somebody was not true, and it could hurt real bad, okay, with the coyote there. And we're kind of stumbling a bit, trying to catch our breath and recognize that this is what we thought it was. It's like you're in cloud nine and boom, you've hit the ground, and you've hit the ground hard, and you're stunned, and you're like trying to figure it all out, and you're like, wow, I cannot believe that was a lie, or that you did this, okay? But what's coming in the future is the eagle, meaning that through this experience, you're really going to grow your consciousness, and you're going to trust your inner self much more. You're going to be more plugged into your spirit, and that's going to guide you. And in the future, if it's all sparkly and pretty and there's this great connection and you're feeling all pulled in, instead of being entranced or enchanted by that, you're going to rise high like the eagle and see through your spiritual eye about the person and the real energy of the situation, so that you don't meet up with the coyote again, all right? You will pass this lesson, you will move on, you will elevate consciously from this experience, because the eagle is the future, all right? If the eagle was here and the coyote was there, then it would be, okay, you see the truth 100%, but you're going to fall back into old pattern with this person. But because the coyote sits here, it's like you are recognizing that, and now here in the future, we're going to rise high, and we're not going to deal with this person again, nor are we going to deal with this type of energy from anybody else, because you will have learned the lesson and overcome it, okay? So that's a general, let's look at the energy of the situation, and then in a past, present, future type of reading. If you want to get much more elaborate than that, you sure can, but just for the sake of this review, we don't want to get too crazy. So I will do one last sample, and this is where we are going to incorporate this along with tarot cards, so you can see, the flow of energy that way. So let's see. What's a good question for this deck to talk about tarot? Okay, let's say you have a friend that you're just kind of like, you really don't know if it's your friend or if they're not your friend. Like, you really don't know. Like, so in some senses, yes, they're there, they're cool, they have your back, but in other senses, it's almost like, they're talking about you or they throw you under the bus. So you're kind of torn, or this is a friend that flips out on you, and then like a day later, oh, I'm sorry. So let's just say, angels, what is it that I need to know about this friend? Do I need to end this? Do I need to keep going? Should I start handling this person in a different way? Am I taking things too personally? So all of that is encompassed in, angels, what do I need to know about this person and my relationship with them? Okay, so we're going to pull one oracle card here as the overall energy about that person and the relationship that you share with them. Okay, so we have the raven here. Now, this is kind of similar to the coyote, but much more spiritual. So with this, there's so much more than meets the eye. And this particular friend and the friendship that you share is out of balance, and that person is wrong on many levels, okay? However, they've had you questioning yourself, right? And wondering, oh, what am I doing wrong? Like, why does this person rub me wrong? What's up with that? And it's making you question yourself with the raven. Okay, so let's pull some tarot and see how it adds on to that about what you would need to know. And even though this is a review, I swear somebody that's watching this, it's like, that's a personal reading. I know Spirit works like that. I know it. That raven card, definitely. Somebody watching this is like, oh my God, that is so what I'm going through. Yes, and as I'm saying that, look what flies out. Yeah, so, Spirit's beautiful. Anyways, okay, this friend has you thinking that you're backwards, you're doing wrong, something isn't right with you, something's off with you, and or your inability to get along with them or understand them has you questioning yourself. But ultimately, in the end, you need to recognize they are off, they are out of balance, and any sort of confusion that you've experienced is because you're not allowing yourself to see them for who and what they are. You could be, influenced emotionally, but now your spirit's had enough, and you're going to see exactly what they are. It's not what you think. They are the one that isn't right. They are the one that is off, but they are in your life to bring you to the place of understanding that you need to get more in tune with yourself and trust yourself more and not question yourself when somebody says, hey, you're wrong, or that's stupid, or that's ugly, being stronger in your convictions. So we have the Three of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. So what this would be adding about this friendship is you're better off moving on from it. Once you recognize that that person is the one who's off and not you, and they were only in your life to push you into greater trust of yourself and more confidence in yourself, more conviction in yourself and what you believe in, then you are moving on from that, okay? And you're better off. There's a great deal that you've learned from this person, but it's not about them. It's about you and trusting yourself 100%. And, if you were normally kind of naive and I'll be friends with anybody, the lesson here is, you wouldn't just trust your car with any person. Or better yet, let's go to something more precious. You would not just hand over your newborn baby to anybody to, care for your baby while you go to work. All right, you wouldn't do that. So you need to think of your heart in this very similar fashion. You need to protect it, you need to guard it, and before you open it and expose it to just anybody, you've got to make sure they're worthy and they're not going to abuse it, they're not going to harm it and try to trick you and make you think that you're wrong for feeling, make you think you're wrong for thinking what they're doing is wrong, okay? That's the lesson here. It's like guarding your heart, learning who you can be vulnerable with and who you can't be vulnerable with, and the understanding that yes, we all want to love and we want to be free and open, but unfortunately that's not how it is. There are people who will use and take advantage and beat your spirit right out of you, because the more you shine, the smaller they feel, so they want to make you small so that they can feel big and they can feel empowered. And once you recognize that about this person, you're going to move on from that and you won't encounter this type of relationship again, and you have more prosperity. Okay? And so that would be like an overall. Now, if you want to look at it again as, you know, past, present, and future, same message that I've already mentioned about the raven. And here it is where, you know, they only come around when they need something, when they want something from you, because you're tried, you're true, you'll do it, you're helpful, you'll be there. But now in the present, it's really time to move on and take your chances. Even if that's the only friendship you have, you are better off, because in the future, there's much better coming your way. All right, so that is, you know, basic readings and sample with this particular deck. It can speak of things, like I said, from a very, very spiritual essence and nature. I'm just going to display a couple more of the cards that I really find quite stunning and beautiful, are my favorite, and I'm sure that you guys will have your own, but look at, very unique. All the artwork, quite captivating as well. So that is the review and sample readings for the Heaven and Earth Oracle Messages deck. If you are interested in this deck, I highly recommend you go to her website and purchase it for yourself. You will not be disappointed. Highly spiritual, very dimensional, very pure vibrating energy. You will feel that, especially the more seasoned you are. You'll understand what I'm saying. So anyways, there you go. Thank you for watching.